Andrew, so if we research the language of dolphins, we would move closer to learning your own manner of communication. Tom, yes. And do you understand that those that live as dolphins chose that form because they would not be tempted with the physical? Andrew, well, I think they are very clever and very intelligent to choose that form and way of life. Because they have less problems and complications than any humans on Earth, and probably more joy in living. And, as you say, they are in service. Tom, but it is difficult for them, because of their form and their thinking, to perform a true service without the link with humans. Andrew, well, perhaps we can provide that link. Tom, understanding the link between Atlantis, the dolphins and humans will release the knowing within humans of how they brought about their destruction in past times. Know this, at this current time, humans that existed in the time of Altea have come back to exist in this time also. Some who lived the life of the dolphin have now returned in uprightness without water. This will release that internal knowing and knowledge. This is of great importance, for when that connection is made and the truth rings out and understanding illuminates, yes? Steve, in one communication we were given to believe that the end was a natural cataclysm, and that it is foolish to attribute it to the gods. On another occasion we are given to understand that the end was as a result of our anger. And was in retribution. I can't reconcile these two. Tom, the council has said to relate it in this manner: the Atlantean culture was created by the Alteans for us. There was error in the way it was created. Altea created difficulty for the souls in Atlantis, in their experimentations, and also created difficulty with their knowledge and hydrogen technology. Had we intervened and done something to contain this danger, we could have saved the situation, but in our distress with Altea, we created the destruction. Do you understand this? Steve, was it then a natural cataclysm? Are we saying that natural cataclysm was the means? Tom, it was brought about by experimentations in hydrogen. Is not hydrogen within your oceans? Steve, I see, the experimentation was done by the Alteans. Is that correct? Tom, yes. Guest, you mentioned that the Atlanteans used a hydrogen technology. Was this a weapons technology, or some other technology which became harmful? Tom, you understand that means water. It was not for destruction of others, but it was not totally understood, and was a dangerous means that then could have created a chain reaction, because all oceans and atmosphere and lands contain water. Guest, is this connected with what nowadays we call heavy water? Tom, yes. Guest, and were they seeking to generate energy or? Tom, it was curiosity about elements on planet Earth, attempting to understand, being fearless without sense. Therefore the porpoises are souls, and the big humpback whales that nurse their youth, were citizens of Atlantis. Also there are now returning many citizens of Atlantis and Mu for helping planet Earth at this time, to fulfill what it was created for and to be in service. Many have memory. Those in the sea are those who are not sure that they could live in an upright position and not contaminate. Therefore they knew that by choosing the sea they could do no harm, and they enjoy mating joyfully. Guest, now there is some confusion about the end of Atlantis, because you said once that it ended by natural processes, which I assume are the rising of the ocean levels at the end of the Ice Age, but also you have talked about your anger and the sudden. Tom, the end of the Ice Age came about because of our disturbance. You understand that if you are in anger, and you are from us, that your energy has power. Also that if you are not from us, your energy also has power. And as I have said, it was not so much anger as it was despair. It was a chain reaction. The Atlanteans caused storms on the planet that they did not understand. They created their own demise, for interfering in the nature of evolutionary development. John, some of these problematical characteristics are reappearing now, both in terms of destruction of the planet and our tampering with genetic engineering. Tom, that is exactness, yes. Guest, was Altea himself present through the period of the Atlantean culture? Tom, that was not possible. He is the head of Altea. It was an exercise for those civilizations to understand what humanness had to endure. You understand. I say understand too often. John, I'm wondering if we could have an exact date of the final submergence of Atlantis, and did this happen in a very short period of time or? Tom, it happened overnight. You must understand that when we speak of that time we are distressed. You humans have no recollection, and we do. If there could be a thing that would disturb the Council of Nine, it is that. There were those that, you would say, came in sheep's clothing but were wolves. It was our oversight. We perhaps underestimated the influence of those who would like our position, who were never in a position to have it. Do you understand? Guest, you have mentioned how at the end of Atlantis, people went to Egypt and to Ur, carrying with them much that they knew. I also wish to ask about other parts, including Central America, the Olmecs, Mayans and Aztecs, and also the ancient megalithic cultures of Northwest Europe, including Britain. Tom, that is correct. Including those you identify as the Hellenes. From Troy. Guest, the Hellenistic peoples of Greece and the Mediterranean. Tom, that is correct. You know that in the dispersion and the traumaticness when Atlantis had fallen, there were civilizations building in 8000 BC in Crete. There are those also in the regions of Middle Asia in the arena that is Israel, Jordan, also in the regions of the Saddam. Guest, Iraq. Tom, yes. Guest, what about Central Asia? Tom, also in portions of China, of India, in regions of Tibet. Guest, and the Americas. Tom, they were colonized also from regions of Israel. Did you not have Phoenicians, and they merged with Aboriginals? Guest, in the Americas. With regards to that, do you have any other information about ancient visitors to the Americas? Tom, it was colonized by the Phoenicians. Guest, I see. Could we just review the sequence of events in the history of Atlantis, then? Tom, you are attempting to arrange a chronologicalness. Is it not perhaps more useful to bring out the purpose? John, what you're saying here is that different civilizations, when they have these seedings, they were bringing different qualities, appropriate and necessary for human beings? Tom, and for planet Earth. There cannot be derived a full picture, for portions of the mosaic would not be understood, yes.